honest rap sheet of what he has done and the conditions that he has from medical professionals. This guy did it all. This guy put everything onto a list for us. It's amazing.
Hold on. It says we're waiting. It's not into it yet.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I know. I don't want to be going and.
All right, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. So, like I said, this guy made it easy for us. It looks to be true information from what we can see. I mean, it's all from sources of police.
And it's all public records.
All public records. So.
What started it was this little video that popped up that he did, and it was titled, "They Thought I Was on the Peace Walk." And he was talking about how these people confuse him as one of the monks that's doing the peace walk. And
yes.
How they wear brown robes because they are, what do you call them, forest monks. And he wears these bright colored robes because he's a city monk. And the patchwork ones are for aesthetic monks.
Yes.
And when I did a little bit of research for that, it's not inherently true. It's not true either, but it's kind of, it's like, I don't know.
It's in between, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
It does nothing.
We wear brown and stuff for the same reasons, and we live in the fucking desert. And it's just because it's easier to maintain, and it's like a simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Color, it keeps you tied and grounded. So
yes.
We wear either green or fucking brown. Somebody even in the comments said, I've been to Cambodia, and I don't remember any of the monks in Cambodia wearing such bright colors either. So
yeah,
I think
he's just full of it.
I think so.
This guy,
is dangerous.
the psychotic rap sheet that he has, the information that there is, it's outrageous. I mean, the fact that anybody even allows this guy near kids.
I know, and
it's insane.
They even talked about that in this article too, because it's exactly the same thing I was thinking. It's like he's finding like these backwater, like Vietnamese American people that are like, venerated to have a monk come and take their children away from them. They're not like tech savvy enough, or don't even think about looking up his name or anything. So it's like that's how he's getting away with it. It's like.
But see, a lot of people have always gotten away with it because of that same situation.
Right.
There never has been this whole thing of, oh, look at what this person's done.
Look into them, right?
It's always, you just got to trust your instinct. And obviously these people aren't trusting their instinct.
No, because you can see this guy is shifty as hell.
Yes.
Like from the very beginning when I saw him doing that pride one, and he's like, you're going to have to go through me if you want to get to them. And it's
I know.
He's got this. He's just always looking. He's always shifty. He's always like waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yep.
He doesn't have that peaceful demeanor about him or anything.
Well, that's because he doesn't even know who he is.
No, he's scary. It's
yeah.
And there was a reason that I never really wanted to like really engage with him. It's like I wanted to in a way, but I just kept pulling back from it because it's like he's scary. He's shifty.
Very much so. And the first videos that we're gonna watch that I have, they're on him, but they're from a different person again about how fake he is. But I've got 4 of those, and then we've got a whole article that that Daughter of Aten has screen recorded, so we can go through the whole thing, and you won't want to miss this. This guy needs to be on alert. This guy needs to be made big public news so that nobody can trust him. That's how dangerous this guy is.
Yeah, no, you can't be like sending your kids to this person. Especially when you find out part of the rap sheet that he has and his demographic of students that he has.
Yeah.
And one of the videos that always stuck out to me, like I said, was one that was called, individualized attention to students. And just the way that they reacted around him and stuff. Like,
was very, very odd.
They're not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know who's not comfortable around a Buddhist monk. I mean, it's like, I just don't.
I know.
They were just like afraid of him.
Exactly.
So,
All right, so without further ado, let's get into this.
Yeah, so I decided to do some reload so I can actually play a little bit. I need to cool down from rank for a bit.
It has to be translated for some of it.
I have some announcement to make today with all of you. First and foremost, I have this stalker, aka hater, that have been following me for quite some time. The funny part is they like to write these emails to people that I work with, surrounded by joint collaborative efforts with the people in the days of yesterdays. Now today, my cousin got an email August 4th at 5:44 p.m. from, and I don't want to give this person any fame, but their alleged first name is Maitri, Maitri. So this is what they do. They hide behind usernames. They hide behind the emails, and this person wanted to do some praise and blame. Well, the funny part is, I don't think they're smart enough to add up, accumulate all of the times that they do this. And every time when they do this, which is a perceived attack on a representative of peace, which is a monk. A monk is a representative of world peace. It is what this color means. And every time they do this, my followers and my supporters increase their donations like fourfold. Because I sit there, I print out these emails. I have a board meeting with my supporters, and I go, look, we have a problem, and it's a good problem. And the problem is they keep on targeting our religion and representatives of our religion. They have a problem with our philosophy and representatives of our philosophy. So
all right, I'm throwing Daughter of Aten in here. She wasn't seeing what was being written here, and I said that he's pretty much just talking about the lies that the monk is talking about, and how it was him, and he's just trying to let people know how dangerous this guy is. He's the one calling, and he said another lie. He said, we love Buddhism, and we are fighting to protect it. He is deceiving vulnerable people and taking their money for his ego.
Okay.
That's what this guy is. It's just all in writing.
Mm.
guess what? We need more support and more financial support so that we can combat AI, we can combat some of the negativity and hatred that is circulating around the world. And then all of you listen. And then all of you contribute. And as a direct result of that contribution, my father and I are actually going to spread Buddhism in Europe for the first time in 20 years, traveling together. Usually we take turns as a family. My mom passed away 5 months ago. And so I would take over to the office as interim director while my dad takes his annual vacation, annual living. But as a direct result of this, I get to spread the Dhamma even more. So how do you fight negativity? Right. If you are in Buddhism, for example, this is how we fight it in the most intelligent way, where which the attacker, the cyber attacker, can you imagine that they're watching this and they're like, we try to take down Tri Dao. I don't know who they are, right? They're just not the brightest bulb in the box. And they're like, you know what? Let's attack him in this way. And then he, in turn, Tri Dao in turn, turns the attack into an opportunity for everyone to make donations and dana to spread Buddhism even more. The message of peace, love, acceptance, and compassion for all. And so therefore, every year I get younger. Have you guys noticed that? Every year, things get better within the programs. So Maitri, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for giving me a reason as the director of my program, Buddhist Intelligence, to do this. And thank you for supporting me for like forever since you emerged. And yes, I've read every single email that you have sent to. Vandana would be one of them. Vasu would be one of them. And now my cousin, who's a professor here in the city. And I love it. Please write more emails so that I can raise more fundings for our program that caters to teen suicide and conduct more ordinations. And please continue to hide behind the username and the fake email. I love it.
Okay.
I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I don't sense that he is having delusions. I think he knows exactly what the hell he's doing.
He's just a very, very good con artist.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's not.
Oh.
The majority of them can see him, but this goes along with the whole woke agenda that's been pushed. These people have been brainwashed to believe all this, and it's outrageous that anybody could actually believe this.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, accept them. You know, it's about love. It's it's their path, and it's like, dude, he is like, I'm not sensing that he's like a crazy person. He's just a dangerous freaking con artist.
No, he's using that to get off of the stuff.
The only thing he's been successful at.
Yeah.
Is making people think that he's actually fucking crazy.
And staying with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because people keep bringing kids to him.
How?
I know. The people that have been bringing him kids, that allow their kids to go, need to go to jail too.
I mean, it's ignorance.
Because they're not smart enough to know.
They need to go to stupid jail.
So, I mean, it's pretty simple here. You guys will see we use a lot more evidence. These videos here, they're just the first sets that we're going over. The main one we have, trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Makes my case even more compelling. And for the general public who have gotten a kick out of this video, you all must have been like, wow, he did this really good. You all can hit the link tree and make your contributions so that I can make more greater announcements. And if we have enough funding, my father and I will be traveling kind of like a victory lap from Europe all the way down to Middle East, all the way down to Southeast Asia. We've got a lot of plans, but we're not going to ruin a lot of things because the haters are watching. So let us combat hatred clearly, like night and day, that is ever present in this world that seems to be getting darker and darker. However, all of us are lights. I am the light, so are you. And we are going to fight hatred in the most intelligent way by understanding this is how they do it. And this is how we eliminate hate, slowly, one at a time. Thank you for supporting all of our programs. If we have enough, a couple of monks will be tagging along. If we have enough, a couple of novices will tag along, and pictures to come. Pictures to come probably end of September, as we are leaving the end of this month. May you all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. Take care. I've profiled Vasu long before I visited him in Arizona. And for years, I've stalked this man. My name is Jidao, and I'm guilty of stalking. Question becomes, can monks drink? Technically we can, but we can't drink to the point where we don't know what planet we're on. Ajahn Sumedho, someone gave him a glass of wine while during a public talk, and he said, stretching the rule a little bit. However, I don't drink because I need to be aware, alert about everything that's going on. So, I'm 37. You don't look like this drinking a lot. I stopped drinking at age 22 when I went into college, realizing that all the homework and things that I have to remember in psychology, all the theories. So ever since then, didn't need to resort to it. Our mind's already tripping. We don't need alcohol to compound that trip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was those. Now we got our nice one that we're gonna start going over. This one is like
tiny. So you should be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have to, you can zoom it in or whatever. Okay.
Mm-mm. All right. But this one, I don't need to get rid of anything. We're good. I gotta see this though and try and. Do you go larger on this
I
or?
will go
Okay.
a little bit. It'll be phone size.
Okay. Okay. The Ajahn Tri Dao, the imposter monk who got away with it, it says. He won't get away with it for long. And it says, this article contains mentions of SNA involving minors. If that's not a topic you're comfortable with, it's a warning. Just letting you all know, because he's had a lot on him. With 1.3 million followers on TikTok, 39K followers on Instagram, and 37.9K subscribers on YouTube, 7.8K followers on Facebook. 37-year-old Ajahn Tri Dao is one of the most prominent online Dravidian Buddhist.
Yeah, so he's not a Zen Buddhist.
Yeah.
He can't marry, he can't drink, he can't do those things.
Yeah. Okay. Given his charismatic delivery of charismatic delivery of conventional self-help advice in digestible short-form content, it's easy to see how he acquired his audience. He tapped into the zeitgeist. His content centers on mainstream topics with a adolescent mental health, addiction, meditation, self-help, psychology, and Buddhist advice, watered down for a younger and personable following. What Tri Dao lacks in substance, he makes up for with charm and confidence. It's a perfect blend of superficial psychology and spirituality, delivered by purposed religious authority. His antidote of going from rock bottom to finding peace through Buddhist adds to the appeal. Obviously, you all know what that means.
I mean, like I said, like that's a big part of it for all of us. Is like before coming to monasticism, we've been through some stuff, we've done some things, and it's like that's part of it for a lot of us. But the thing is you have complete and total transparency with that. And he never does. No, he never does. And it's like the sad part is you want to believe an underdog story like that, especially with somebody like him. Right. You know, you want to believe it, you want to think it, but when somebody just isn't telling the truth and lying like he is, it has to be, you know. Yeah, it has taken. To be. I mean, and it's like, 'cause this is some dangerous stuff. It's not. Yeah. I mean, and it isn't just like a few things. Like, it's not just impersonation. There's other stuff that's going on. Exactly. Like, there's essay stuff. You know, there's impersonation. You got felonies. You got misdemeanors. You got traffic tickets as like early as last year. Yeah. When with what he is, he's not supposed to be driving. Right. You'll see further on, you know, that they do talk about what the precepts are, so you can see which ones he's violating. Yeah. There's like 255, but there's like 10 main precepts, and you can see the ones that he's violating just like all the time. Yeah. And one of them is not to eat after midday. And there's like multiple where he's just like dining it up at a fine dining place, you know, at night. But that's what I was thinking too. Don't the monks that are walking, don't they eat at night? They only eat once. I don't know when it is. Okay. But they only eat once. I know that. I saw a whole thing about it. They're fasting for the most part. Right. And it's like, how dare he even like try to lump himself into those people? I know. It's like, wow. Okay. People want someone willing to meet them where they're at,
Tri Dao does just that. For the crowd of teens and young adults struggling to navigate a complicated and demanding world, they want a stable authority figure to look up to, someone who will befriend them, not scold, a friendly neighborhood monk who goes on shopping trips and vacations while providing nuggets of wisdom is incredibly appealing. However, as anyone...
That's not reality, though.
Yeah. It says, however, as anyone even slightly familiar with the teachings can tell, this is nothing but a fantasy. Damn right.
We're pretty lax in our religion in comparison to Buddhism, and it's like we still have incredible discipline and sacrifice.
Yes.
It is not glamorous. It is not easy. It's
No.
just not, and he's making it look so appealing to so many people, and they're going to get into it and go to a real monastery and get their asses kicked, and then they're going to hate their religion.
Yeah. Because it's like, well, I was taught this way, okay, but that's not how it is.
Right. And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's
Just because somebody taught you bad.
Right. And there is a lot of monks that travel, but they don't travel like that.
Yes.
They don't travel in style,
I know.
Like, this is extraordinarily luxurious for us, and I absolutely hate it.
I know.
It's really nice, but it's like that's not the way we're supposed to be living. And,
No.
And it's like this is like, and it's bothering me because you see how much excess we're outputting and shit.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that we're just conscious of. So you're not gonna have monks that travel like that all over the place in luxury, and it's just not gonna happen.
Exactly.
I don't even think the Dalai Lama travels in like luxury.
I don't think so, no. There's no such thing as a shopping Buddhist monk who occasionally games, goes on lavish dinners, and takes luxurious vacations with family. Moreover, Tri Dao's entire online profile is a facade. He's not in facade. Sorry, he's not an Ajahn, let alone a bhikkhu.
I'm not even sure what that is.
From this point on, I'll be referring to him by his legal name, Huong. He goes by Harry. The extent of Huong's criminal charges ranges from relevantly mild alleged sex crimes against minors beyond his legal troubles. Mild traffic infractions to police impersonations and alleged sex crimes against minors. I was going to say, that one's not mild. Beyond his legal troubles, Huong faces a litany of allegations, including but not limited to heresy, lying, defamation, religious fraud, grooming, etc. Before I get into too much depth, I want to make a couple of things absolutely clear. Okay, this person goes on about this, and I agree. It's like this information is to inform, foremost. Let people know so they know not to trust him. Yeah. It's not about going after him.
No, because that's a really dangerous thing to do anyway.
Yeah, especially him.
But you need to be aware so that especially since it's like, don't give him money and don't send your freaking kids there.
Yeah, those are the two biggest things. Yes. Yeah. It says, do not attempt to contact him. He is a mentally ill man who suffers from delusional disorder. The issue isn't with him as much as the social media platforms and Buddhist communities that enable him to manipulate the vulnerable. This article isn't meant to be a hate piece.
It's just that.
Let's go down. Okay. This article isn't meant to be a hate piece to insinuate harassment. My goal is to raise awareness about the case and encourage the broader Buddhist community to disassociate itself from him. Yes, that is exactly what I just said. Huong is more of a reliable source for Buddhist teaching and is not a reliable source for Buddhist teachings and spreads Adahama, false doctrine. If you are a fan of his, I implore you to stop following his social and refrain from watching his content. All information was gathered from public internet sources reachable by anyone. Reddit, Huong social media, Dhamma Song's post, public records. Feel free to go on and check it all out. Translations of Sutta quotes are taken from Bhikkhu Bodhi's work. The Burma quotes are taken from, and it says, names of for the translations and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll leave this here for a second so you guys can read it. It's a whole legal disclaimer. If you want to read it, go ahead. It'll be there for 1 second. I'm not going to go into all that.
What is it?
It's the legal disclaimer. I just want to leave it there for a second for people if they want to get it. Damn it. Okay, there's that. Okay, there's... Okay, hold on. Okay, due to the sheer magnitude of material that I'll be covering, I can't go into detail in every aspect of this case. The primary purpose is to cover as much of the story as possible, and this article is already long enough, even without the dense analysis.
It's very long.
Perhaps that will be saved for a later purpose. I'd also like to thank Dharma Protector Dharma Saying, which is the one that we were just watching before this, as his initial coverage inspired this article. They've provided lots of incredible, vulnerable information. Major pieces of evidence achieved by him seem to have since been deleted. So his contribution really can't be underrated. I included much of his content in this piece. It says it gives his information. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a career history that it's going to go into first off of this guy.
And it does break it down after that document.
Okay. This says, with over 40 run-ins with the law spanning over 2 decades, Huong is far more seasoned in crime than monastic life. By simply entering his first and last and date of birth in the Pinellas County Public Records website, you can see his extensive history on full display.
Is he?
I think so.
Shit.
Oh, fucker.
I'll watch it.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to talk in the chat too. Okay. Here's the breakdown of his charges, ladies and gentlemen. 34 traffic infractions, traffic court. Careless driving, running stop signs, speeding, driving without headlights, driving without a license, etc. All of those are minor, and it's like for somebody like that, okay. You can ignore, the more recent ones, not really, because he should be being a better example for the kids, a better example all in all. You get into here, the 5 misdemeanors. Unlawfully installed radio equipment, carrying concealed weapons, unlawfully installing or transporting radio equipment, disorderly conduct, and violations of injunction for protection against domestic violence, because he's got domestic violence charges. Obviously, the impersonation charges is what a lot of the misdemeanors are covering. Unlawful radios for like how the cops have. There's a lot of different things. And you get into the more serious down here, which is the 6 felonies. Okay, falsely impersonating an officer, 2 counts of falsely impersonating a police officer, armed trespass, lewd or lascivious battery, and possession of firearms, possessions of weapons during the commission of a felony. Meaning he was carrying live weapons when he was impersonating being an officer, which makes him that much more dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. It means that he had the intent that if he needed, he could have used the guns. And people would have thought that he was a police officer and given police even worse names than they already have. Mixed in there obviously was the lewd and lascivious acts. That's bad enough. The key charges that underscore his danger are domestic violence, police impersonation, and lewd and the Vidius battery, he found mentally incompetent to stand trial in both of the latter cases. The middle has already received extensive news coverage following his arrest. His arrest was in 3/7 of 2017, which I have linked below. Okay, here is some about the domestic violence charges. This is he has had 3 domestic violence related incidents taking place on 4/2/2017, 12/12/2007. Wait, no. 4/4/2007 and 12/12/2007. And you have 1/22/2008, respectively. Charges were pressed only in the middle case, where Huong admitted guilt. He was 18 to 19 years old at the time. As far as I could gather, not much else is publicly known about this case, although it has been claimed online that his girlfriend at the time and her father were the victims. So 2 people, the father and the girlfriend. So you've got those ones. Okay, now we get into, and there's got some stuff here. If I can get to it later, I'll show you guys the true statute things. Now, this is the impersonation charges, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's Spencer Coronio's video. These are the videos of him. Tampa Times, Fox 13, yada yada. I think those are kind of some of the impersonations that he did. I think it goes over some of that more. The lewd and lascivious battery charges. He was charged on 10/2/2015 with 2 counts of the lewd battery charges. Second degree, taken from 2015 Florida statute. Lewd or lascivious battery is defined in the following. 1, I include only what is applicable. Okay. So let's get this brought down a little bit so I can see better. I gotta wait for it because it pauses for a second. Okay. It says 4, the title. A person commits lewd or lascivious battery by engaging in sexual activity with a person 12 years of age or older but less than 16 years of age, or encouraging, forcing, or enticing any person less than 16 years of age to engage in sodomistic abuse, sexual bestiality, prostitution, or any other act involving sexual activity. Except as provided in paragraph C, an offender who commits lewd or lascivious battery commits a felony of the 2nd degree, punishable as provided in, it goes in to talk about the statutes. Okay. It's important to note that chapter 294.0115 was also invoked in both of these charges. The designation is applicable under 2015 Florida statutes as following. There are only implications as well, but given the context, I conclude that only the first part is relevant. The most applicable sections are boldened. Okay. 794-0115, dangerous sexual felony offender, mandatory sentencing. This section may be cited as the Dangerous Sexual Felony Offender Act. Any person who is convicted of a violation of these statutes or any similar offense under a former designation, which offense the person committed when he or she was 18 years of age or older, and the person A, caused serious personal injury to the victims as a result of the commission of the offense. Okay. B. Used or threatened to use a deadly weapon during the commission of the offense. Or C. Victimized more than one person during the course of the criminal episode applicable to the offense. So no matter how you want to look at that one there, that's going to be a very bad situation, ladies and gentlemen, for whatever it was. You've got caused serious personal injury to the victim as a result of the commission of the offense. So he either very badly hurt somebody, used or threatened to use a firearm during the whole altercation. Again, that very bad. Or victimize more than one person during the course of the criminal episode. No matter how you look at it, this guy is a bad guy. I mean, to have managed any of those within his 2 counts, not one, ladies and gentlemen, they said 2 counts that he had of that. Given the information, there could be 3 possible scenarios. Huong allegedly violated the first statute twice, the second statute twice, or both statutes once. This can be multiple offenses against a single person, or a single offense against 2 minors. Within these scenarios, he also allegedly committed any of the 3 acts that would classify him as a dangerous sexual felony offender. Okay, so I think they've got that too that we're going to go over. Let me go down a little bit more here. Okay. He was 27 years at the time of these charges were pressed against him. This means that he allegedly sexually abused a minor aged 15 or younger while being over a decade older, but was ruled incompetent to stand trial. There's no beating around the bush here. He was charged with multiple sex crimes against a minor. But these charges were almost a decade ago. What if he's reformed since, ignoring the minor traffic infractions that he continues receiving as recently as a year back, 2023? Disposition records show Huong was evaluated as non-restorable by 2 out of the 3 psychiatrics who examined him. So there you go. None of them think 2 or 3 out of the psychs that evaluated him pretty much just said he's not restorable. There's no hope for this guy. And psychs usually do an evaluation, what is it, like once a year? About once a year or so, let's say. So they had to have done several different evaluations and said, no, there's no hope for him. I mean, that's pretty bad. Okay. It has some questions here I think that were answered. And how do any of these pieces of information... Okay, and do any of these pieces of information change in any way your opinion that he's incompetent to proceed and non-restorable at this point? No, was one of what the doctor answered. Based on his particular mental health condition and based on all the documents you would still find consistent with and Grace Point have been treating him for 5 years and have been telling the court for the last 2 years that he's non-restorable, that you would agree with these that he is non-restorable. And they answered yes. So they're saying, yeah, he is not. They're saying, it's been years. On 1/19/2018, he was ruled incompetent to stand trial for his 2017 impersonation charges, which the document reveals is staggering. I don't know what this document says. I really can't read it. It looks like an official document, though. Okay. I mean, it's incredible, this information this guy has. He really pulled up what he needed to. Okay. 1/19/2018, order of incompetence and placing defendant on conditional release. Note that conditions F and G would make higher ordination impossible in something or theology, one of the stipulations is that the person ordaining is free from government service, being under house arrest and GPS monitoring. Would make it essentially impossible for him to function as a monastic. There you go. Because look, this is what's supposed to... Okay, they say that this picture shows an ankle bracelet. I'll leave the picture here for a minute. You guys can look at it, go up. I couldn't tell, I can't say. I'm not going to. It could be, I don't know. You have to find the actual picture and do more research. I don't know. Monks, one in a king's service, should not be let go forth. Whoever should let one such go forth, there is an offense of wrongdoing, somebody said. We're going to go into his mental health now. Okay. 2 out of 3 doctors concluded that he suffers from delusional disorder, while the other believed he was malingering, exaggerating symptoms. I'm going to side with the majority verdict, since this reflects the court's decision and my conclusion based on his social media activity and available court documents. So delusional disorder is DSM-5, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder. A person of 1 or more delusions with a delusion of 1 month or longer. Let's see what else we got. Go figure. Let's try to catch this one again. Okay, let's just stop it there. Okay, B. Criteria for schizophrenia has never been met. Note, hallucinations, if present, are not prominent and are related to the delusional theme. The sensation of being infested with insects associated with delusions of infestation. Apart from the impact of the delusions or its ramifications, functioning is not markedly impaired and behavior is not obviously bizarre or odd. If manic or major depressive episode have occurred, these have been brief belief relative to the duration of the delusional period. E. The disturbance is not attributed to the psychological effects of a substance or another medical condition and is not better explained by another mental disorder such as body dysphoria or disorder and obsessive compulsive disorder. The diagnosis has 7 types: chromatic, grandiose, jealous, persecutory, semantic, mixed, and unspecific. By far, the most relevant of Huong's delusions are grandiose. However, other types that have also been shown. Obviously, a lot of medical talk. And we'll go into what these different ones are. It shows quite a few. Okay. Grandiose type delusions. In grandiose types, the central theme of the delusion is the conviction of having some great talent or insight of having made some important discovery. Less commonly, the individual may have the delusion of having a special relationship with a prominent individual or of being a prominent person, in which case the actual individual may be regarded as an imposter. Okay. Huong has 3 primary delusions of grandeur: being a doctor with a PhD, a security guard or law enforcement officer, and a Buddhist Ajahn, a monk who has spent 10 years in the robes. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to go in. This is from the guy's page directly. Here's the doctor, the PH doctor. This is the PH doctor. You know, these are what he posted. Straight from him. You can see them all. I mean, he's in a freaking, like, supposed emergency room. And then there's, like, a hotel. He's trying to flash all this money. Like, yeah. So, you have it.
It's screwed up. It'll go back.
I know, it did. Security guard, law enforcement officer. Colored screenshots are from Dhamma Protector, and black and white pictures are from the Pinella County Public Records website. There you have it. Here is what I believe is a detective or something, right? Him impersonating, I don't know, security guard or law enforcement. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. You see it there. Okay, there you go. Security guard's that one, and then you got this the officer coming over here. You know, it's got like an article, supposedly. I mean, it's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, what he has, what he does. This guy went to great lengths, I've got to say, with what he's done. Now we get into his monk again, what he supposedly is doing with that. Okay. While these posts are obviously false, they raise the question, how was Huong allowed in these settings in the first place? Here are the possible explanations. He's been working in hospitals as a Vietnamese interpreter. This is probably how he acquired access to the equipment. As shown in news reports, Huong amassed an enormous amount of law enforcement paraphernalia. He most likely approached actual law enforcement and security guards asking to take pictures with them or in the facility. Yes, I can see that. There's a comment here from the police department. I can't really see what it says. I don't know if he says it right here. Huong could have ordained at a monastery at some point. But quite shortly after, what's certain is that he has never spent consistent time in robes. Yes. Now we're going into the first secretary type delusions. In these delusions, the central theme of the delusion involves the individual's belief of being conspired against, cheated, spied on, followed, poisoned, maliciously, maligned, harassed, or obstructed. In the pursuit of long-term goals, small slights may be exaggerated and become the focus of a delusional system. The affected individuals may engage in repeated attempts to obtain satisfaction by legal or legislative action. Individuals with secretary delusion are often resentful and angry and may resort to violence against those he believes are hurting them. Hey, Sancho, glad you made it. This guy is absolutely insane. Okay. There are a couple of indicators pointing to this delusion. The bizarre clip displays the sheer magnitude of his delusion. I could write an entire point just about the multiple videos he's made on this matter, where he reaches out to all spiritual leaders in America, talks about his plan to form an army of followers, calls for them to find the IP address of the email sender, orders 2,000 female ordinance by the end of 2024, and begs for many to perform those ordinance, and he claims will be done silently. Do I have to spell it out? The clutch behavior and potential fraud are so obvious, and I can't even get angry about it. It's legitimately impressive how bizarrely insane he is. If it weren't for the fact that he is generally and mentally ill, it would make it amazing. Okay, let me look at that in a second. Yeah. All right, we've got. Couldn't be angry about it. It's legitimately impressive how bizarre and insane he is. If it wasn't for the fact that he's generally this mentally ill, it would make for an amazing comedic. It would, yeah, I agree. But I mean, this guy's dangerous.
Is someone in chat?
Huh?
Someone in chat?
Yeah, Central.
Nice.
Then it shows links about the talking points. We don't have them, but I can get them later. Maybe I'm digging too deep here, but you can even catch the embellishment mid-sentence. He calls for his students, plural, on cybersecurity and continues to state who gets paid a lot of money, singular. He also states to another clip, we're going to raise additional money for 15 additional 100 women. He first says 15 additional, then adds 100 women as he tilts his head towards the camera. Granted, these could be misstated due to his accent, but given his history of constant aggregation, I'm going to bet that his nationwide syndicate of students is merely a couple of dozen of his friends. The clip above shows how he believes that he has a representative of the human race and representative of Buddhism. Huong is the victim of a hate crime by his domestic terrorist. He states that his team will be contacting the FBI and DHS because of the email. This falls under persecutory delusion. Call me crazy, but sending a negative email, which he conveniently never reveals the content of, doesn't contribute domestic terrorism worthy of FBI involvement. That is very true. It doesn't. Masunga, who I'm assuming wrote the email, this is unconfirmed, responded in Facebook. The email he is talking about is not targeting anyone, only trying to guide him to the true Dharma and damage he is causing with those false ordinations. There was no harm, jumped only protection to those vulnerable to his lies. The 2023 disposition of Dr. Alessandra Marriott revealed more accounts indicating the one delusion, specifically the engagement in legal actions and the belief of being spied on. The second quote is particularly shocking. I'll be right with you, Sancho. I see. The first one was a Clearwater Police Report number 2334889, where he claimed he was some victim in a case. And then there was another one where he claimed he was the victim in a case. And there's another police report. He was telling me that he feels the FBI is setting him up and spies on him through the little holes in the wall. And he indicated in my office, like the tiny holes where the FBI would be spying on him. Yeah, that's pretty clearly. So a lot of delusion.
Hey, Sancho. Where am I?
Let me get up here and I'll answer your question, Sancho. I saw it already. Okay. Sancho asked, are you guys with or for ICE? Hold on, let me see it here because it's kind of... What? Sancho said, are you guys with or for ICE? I honestly don't care. You guys are my favorite family. It's complicated because as the fact that I'm for the deportation of illegal people that have not come here, because even the ones that came here legally and went through the process, they do not like the fact that other people just come here and get the benefits. I mean, they're receiving more benefits than we can possibly get as citizens of California.
Uh-huh.
I don't honestly like or trust any government institution at all.
No.
But that's not our place. It's like I was saying just last night on last night's episode that, like, if you just stay away from them, and
yeah.
You know, if they come knocking on your door, then you don't need to talk to them, you know, unless they have a warrant or whatever. You don't
exactly.
But if you're going out into the city and encountering them and everything, it's like just like leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know, and I think they're actually. I think that they're like really. I think they're treating people a lot better than they say that they are. Because, like I said, that one place he was giving out turkey sandwiches, fruit, and granola bars with honey.
That guy had to eat
honey. And that guy, you know, he
was vegan. Oh my God! Heaven forbid they didn't have a vegan option.
They didn't have any vegan options, and he was there for 8 hours. He was detained for 8 hours.
If you break a law, if you go against a team like that, you forfeit your right to have what you want to have.
Yeah, you're in their world. Like it's Caesar's world, you know. So you have to play by Caesar's rules. And yeah, I don't really I don't have a problem with ICE as much as I do animal control. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So like.
And I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm not like, oh my God, yes, we have to have ICE. We have to. I mean, it is what it is. It's an agency that they feel that they need in order to force this stuff. Now, there have been a lot of reports about very brutal. Illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody that's able to actually handle that.
Yeah, I thought like the world had common sense when I was growing up, and then I started to grow up and I realized there's no common sense in the world.
No.
Yep. Can I get some of the goldfish too? I mean,
because,
so
like, sorry.
Good.
It's yours.
It's fine.
You can go. It's fine.
But it's like It's not that simple, you know. It's not just something. Oh yeah, I absolutely am for. No, I mean I'm not necessarily for. I'm not necessarily against. It's just a matter of the way you go about it.
Yeah, it's neutrality.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want. All I know is I definitely don't want illegal immigrants in my damn fucking country.
I don't want to encounter illegal immigrants, and I don't want to encounter ICE. I don't want to encounter either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that people wouldn't want illegals in this damn place.
No, I don't know. People they're bleeding.
Like here's the thing I always say. Imagine like being in school, and then someone comes into your classroom and steals all your fucking rights and everything. Mm-hmm. They get to sit in there. They get to they run away from their classroom where they're supposed to be. And they go into your classroom, and then they get to learn there. They get taught there, and they get everything they want. And in fact, they get more.
They use your pencils. They use your erasers. They take up your teacher's time. You're not learning anything because they're there. Right? That's
basically how I like to put it out and be like, this is what it's like exactly like. I remember some kids in my school who used to go to classes they weren't supposed to, and they didn't get what they wanted, but they got to get out. They go back to their class.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
I mean, it would take 3 teachers to get them out, but it would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Well, there you go. See, it took an inordinate amount of force to get them to go out of the fucking classroom.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
That's what ICE is in this situation, is that inordinate amount of force to get people to go out where they have not gone before.
Mhm.
You know?
And I mean, you got Biden, who just let all these people in, didn't care,
That's the problem.
and allowed them to all be here because he knew that they would vote for him. That side of the party knew. I can't say Biden because Biden didn't even know what the hell he was doing in office. He didn't know he existed, honestly. And then you got Trump that comes in and he's saying, okay, we have to get these people out because to a point to make this country better, you have to, at some point, you cannot just keep filling it. If you keep filling it, it's going to overcrowd it. So much is going to happen, if you just let everybody in. I know we're founded on that, but see, we are built now. This country is a built country. Therefore, we don't have all the jobs that we had before to where people could just, come over. Oh, yeah, come on over, do your part, do your work. You get a piece of land. Yeah, we're a founded land now. So we don't have all that. You now have who you have here. They have their family. You are stuck with that. So now you need to level things out. And at some point, maybe when you start leveling it out, you can start letting more in again. That's fine. I don't mind them coming over as long as they're going to come over the legal way and go through the process that everybody else does.
For sure.
I'll see how much more I can do, but this phone's already at 18%.
I try to continue this on Monday then.
Mm-hmm.
It's already getting late anyway.
It is, yeah, I know. So, let's see, we're at about 6 minutes into this one.
Shit. Out of 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So let's see.
anything else?
Original video. Talking more about the delusions. Then we're going into schizophrenia.
I don't really buy it. He looks like he's pretty well aware to me, so probably the only good con he's ever done is convincing people that he has this mental disorder.
I know. And people are believing it, and again, we don't know if it's really true. It doesn't seem like it.
I really don't think so.
It just seems like he's very, very good at manipulation.
Uh-huh.
Knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been doing it for
All his life.
a couple different sock pup. He's been doing it for a couple different points.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He has spent time in hospitals and everything because he's been like the Vietnamese translator for hospitals, so he's seen this stuff up close and in person.
Yeah.
So he probably knows.
That's how he got the pictures.
Right. And that's where that grandiose behavior comes from too. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a police officer,
There's some fighting with one of our pups. Okay, in 2023, disposition of Dr. Lysandra Mariotti is revealed that she had diagnosed him with schizophrenia. Question. Okay, and your diagnosis is that he has schizophrenia with delusions. Is that what it is? Yes. I put delusional disorder first and schizophrenia and disorder as secondary. I mean second. This detail is interesting since delusional disorder is framed in contrast to schizophrenia in the DSM-5. Here's what it says about them. Okay, let's see what it says. Yep. In schizophrenic delusion show greater disorganization, the degree to which delusions are internally consistent, logical, and systematized. Therefore, stigmatized. Okay, no, it's systematized, I think. Whereas in delusional disorder, they show greater conviction, the degree to which the individual is convinced of the reality of the delusion, greater extensions, the degree to which the delusion involves various areas of the individual's life.
I don't get that from him. It seems to me that he knows that he's not a monk. He knows he's not living monastically. He knows that. So
yeah, he does.
I don't believe that.
Like you said, the dead giveaway is the looking around, the shiftiness.
Yeah, it's like
if you watch some of his videos, the shiftiness just gives it all away.
He doesn't have that enlightened face. He doesn't have, he's always looking around at the horizon, looking for the next thing to happen to him. It's like he knows. He knows this. It's like I don't know how he's getting away with this, but he fucking knows. I just know he knows.
He knows people.
Yes.
Okay, it says besides delusions, the only schizophrenia syndrome discernible in his context is disorganized speech, frequent derailment, or incompetence.
Sometimes I've seen that with his stuff, but usually, like Dr. Phil talks about, there's the flight of ideas. He stays pretty on point when he's talking about stuff. It might seem a little bit weird to us, but within his lives and everything, he stays pretty consistent with what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not convinced that he has a mental disorder.
It says that was in the doctor's notes. I think I based it on his conversation with me, which were illogical and delusional, and I think that we will definitely impact his ability to the rations, which was his attorney. It says his speech is often irrational and abruptly switches subjects. I found this to be especially apparent in his email response, where he makes many logical statements, such as stating that raise funding to ordain 200 women would be no problem. This would most likely require tens of thousands of dollars. In the video about his mother's passing, in which he states, "This is how we know the hungry ghost realm is real." Wow. Regarding his mother's spirit entering his,
dude, that just gave me chills.
He then goes on a tangent about paranormal experiences and how cartoons contain ghost plot lines, which it's real and it's happening before. This leads into another side tangent about a hand reader, then the story of his birth, his experience as a social worker, and his plans for future books.
Maybe.
The statement he makes regarding his mother's fate are contradictory. In the hospital video, he writes that she will enter nirvana tomorrow. He later suggests that her spirit entering his constitutes proof of the hungry ghost realm, Peta Loka, and that she could have possibly been a Buddha. So is the hungry ghost Buddhista or an Arabian? I don't think he has made up his mind on that yet.
That's something that I haven't really considered, is if he's touched,
Mm-hmm.
Because that would also explain the shiftiness and everything too, and the love of stuff.
Yes.
That just clicked in my mind. He loves to collect stuff.
Yeah,
he's fucking touched.
He could be.
If anything, it's from his own doing, but it's the collecting
because of what he's been doing.
Uh-huh.
And I mean,
the touching of children.
And what if he is touched to the fact that he has all these things he's been impersonating?
Mm-hmm.
What if they're actual ghosts that have attached to him?
Yeah, because he said that about the hungry ghost realm, and it just freaking clicked. Oh my god, he's plagued, dude.
So they talk about how he shifts and he goes into these things that are delusions. Well, what if it's not?
Mm-hmm. I mean, mental health and spiritual possession, they're all.
Great.
Oh, did you lose it?
Oh, it's going.
all like one and the same.
So now I
pretty
gotta
much,
figure it out.
It's
Yeah.
like they all have very similar characteristics. It's just different labeling. One's a spiritual thing and one's a psychological thing. But is there really a difference?
I don't know. That would be interesting, honestly.
I don't know.
It should be somewhere around here. Schizophrenia. Here it is.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to relax a little bit.
It's very relaxing.
What?
It's very relaxing.
Okay. There. This is what we just read. The Hungry Ghost Realm, the Reader. Okay. It goes without saying that the passing of his mother is incredibly tragic, but his reaction to the event is telling nonetheless.
No, he milked that shit for views for days.
He did.
He had at least 3 main videos that were done. One in preparation for, one when she was dying, one when she just died, and one for the funeral. So 4 of them that I know of.
Exactly. And his mother did not like being recorded.
Yeah. And he posted these pictures saying, "Oh, look how close we were and everything," and it's like it does not appear to be that way.
No, it wasn't.
Like he was
There's
kicked
no
out
way.
of the house. He was kicked out of his house for that reason. And they said that he lived with his parents, but it's like he hasn't for a couple of years because he's been traveling around and shit because they kicked his ass out.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly. Okay, paranoia. In Dr. Jill Portman's 2023 Depression, he states that the following. I think some of this goes towards even though I'm giving him a diagnosis of delusional disorder. People who are delusional can also be paranoid, and I know he has said, I've read everything, but I think that just all that goes towards his mental illness. Half that didn't even make sense. All right. That's supposedly the doctor, Mrs. Portman, is referencing the many police reports that was filed and his caution regarding legal action given its potential impact on his incompetence. They interpret this as a paranoia due to mental illness. Now it's going on to his medications. It says he has been taking court-ordered psychotropic medications ever since the order of incompatibility. Unfortunately, his condition didn't improve from it. Mr. Spurlock, I said, what diagnosis did you make for Mr. Huong? Then the doctor, delusional disorder. Miss Spurlock, what was that? The court, delusional disorder. Miss Spurlock, delusional. And is it able to be treated with medication? The doctor, he's been compliant on medication for several years without improvement.
How do you know that he's been wandering around? That's how I don't understand how they know he's.
I know. Taking it?
Yes.
How do you know? It says he was eventually dismissed due to incompetence on his 2017 police impersonation charges. Given the multiple mental diagnosis, order of incompetence, and no improvement after treatment, why would you ever trust him as a spiritual instructor? He's a severely mentally ill man without a grasp on basic reality, let alone Dharma. Not to mention his history of alleged physical and sexual violence. The severity of his mental illness begs the question, how can such a sick person demonstrate such high functioning on the surface? As quoted above, the DMS states, apart from the impact of the delusions or the ramifications functioning in non-markedly impaired in behavior, is not obviously bizarre or odd. Dr. Portman confirms the aspects of his disorder. Well, that's the problem with delusional disorder. They can be very high functioning. He presents very well. I'm sure you've seen all the pictures of him impersonating a police officer, impersonating a doctor. He's a bright guy, and even though I know in one of the reports they said he might have a low IQ, I don't think he has a low IQ. I think he's very bright and he's conformative, and that's all. That's all part of what I've seen before with delusional disorder. It's not like our typical psychotic person who just can't function. He can function, so that's part of the diagnosis. So, all right, we got to there. I think that's where we'll stop for today. We're almost halfway through with it, and we'll pick up some more on Monday to go over with it. You all know, I mean, this guy is very dangerous. He needs to be stopped. He needs to be taken down. YouTube needs to flag him.
Yeah, because it's like he's gonna probably go off the freedom of religion thing, but it's like I said before, he is parading as a very specific type of monk, and everybody else is denying.
And it can be proven. This is something that can be proven.
Right, and so he's providing like false teachings.
Yes.
And he's a danger to society, particularly children, and that's his main demographic is like 15-year-olds, 13 to 15-year-olds.
Yeah. Thank you, Sancho, for joining us. Go make your dinner. He said, gotta go. Gonna make dinner. Pleasure being with you, family.
I'm glad you stopped in.
I'm glad that you got to stop in. Been missing you.
We'll be back on Monday.
We'll be back on Monday. Have a great night. We're out of here too. Thank you all for watching and have a great night. Namaste. That phone to get 5%.